What if those little weird things you do, tracking every expense, avoiding lifestyle creep, hating financial small talk, aren't flaws at all? What if they're the hidden signs your financial brain is running at a genius level, smarter than 99% of people? Today, we're counting down 8 money habits that secretly mean your wealth mindset is overclocked. And you'll want to stick around to the end because I'm going to show you how to aim all that raw power without completely melting your budget. Now, get ready to keep score. Give yourself 1 point for every single trait you feel in your bones. 0 to 2 points, you're a chill wealth builder. 3 to 5, you've definitely argued with your broker. 6 to 8 points, your portfolio owes you rent money. Let's start the countdown. Number 8. The financial overthinking engine. You don't just make purchases, you run simulations. You replay tiny spending decisions from last Tuesday. You stress test investment scenarios that haven't happened yet. And you draft 3 backup budgets just to order French fries. That isn't a weakness, it's financial bandwidth. The downside, if you might buy back a little slow. The upside, spooky, accurate market foresight. Number 7, out loud money mode. You talk to yourself a lot about finances, not because you're cheap, but because it's how you think straight about money. You rehearse negotiations in the shower that will never happen, and you narrate balancing your budget like you're hosting a financial show. It works. Using external words turns financial fog into sharp clarity. It's a debugger for your wealth mind. Number 6, the tactical financial zone out. You're nodding at Kevin from accounting, talking about his new car lease, but your mind has just sprinted down a rabbit hole about the compounding returns of index funds over 30 years. This isn't you being rude. It's a strategic power reroute. That mind wandering is directly linked to creative wealth building. The trick is learning to snap back. Just ask yourself, what did they literally just say? Or better, jot down the brilliant investment idea and then return to earth. Number 5, selective financial memory chaos. You can't remember names and your phone charger has vanished into another dimension. But you can calculate compound interest and spot undervalued assets like they're nothing. Your brain is just being efficient. It's deleting low-signal data to protect the deep financial work. The fix is simple. Have one designated account for your essentials and use dumb, simple automatic transfers. Let your financial brilliance soar without tripping over the basics. Number 4, you're a native financial sarcasm speaker. Your wit about money lands before the market even thinks about opening. Financial sarcasm isn't just being funny. It's your brain flipping economic patterns and executing perfect timing at incredible speed. The pro move here is to use it to clarify a financial point, not to hide from real money conversations. You can be sharp about wealth without being sharp-edged. Number 3, you default to questioning the financial rule. The phrase, "because we've always invested this way," is your personal bat signal. You have to ask why before you even consider how. You poke holes in inefficient money systems. To get others on board, don't give financial sermons. Pitch tiny tests. Let's just try this investment strategy for 1 quarter. That'll beat a 20-minute lecture every single time. Number 2, you're bored by financial small talk and starved for depth. 5 minutes of talking about credit card rewards and you can feel your brain shutting down. High-output financial minds don't want filler. They crave market novelty, economic puzzles, and wealth meaning. Learn to steer conversations towards what if the market and how does this financial system actually work? And when you can't escape it, feed your brain interesting investment questions later on, just to keep it satisfied. Number 1, high-definition wealth daydreaming. You don't just zone out. You build financial worlds. In your mind, You rewrite investment themes from your life. You storyboard future portfolio possibilities, and you prototype next quarter's version of your wealth. That inner financial cinema isn't a distraction. It's your personal research and development department.